Hi, so in this speech or monologue, I'll be talking about charity, which is something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and it was my major question entering this ethics class. I don't think that I found my answer to it yet, to the question that I want to propose. So this monologue will mainly be me asking a lot of questions to which I don't have that many answers, while comparing the different theories that we've discussed up until now. So we all know commercials for charities and first aid organizations that often appear on Facebook or YouTube television. They show these images and videos of ravaged cities, hungry bellies, and political injustice, demanding for our immediate action or donations. These commercials have always moved me very much and made me highly aware of my incredibly privileged position. Because just because I'm born in the Netherlands and I had two loving parents and was able to go to school, my life has always been quite easy. Even though I feel like I never did anything to deserve this. Simply out of pure luck, I never had to live with war, hunger, homelessness, or fear. And this division is so obviously unfair that I wonder what would be the right thing for me to do in this situation. So I imagine several options that I will try to go over. Probably get lost somewhere, but please bear with me. First, I imagine the things that are in my power to change, because I don't feel like I'm able to change entire social structures, and I also can't change where I was born. But the things that are in my power are my personal money and time. It's not that much, but that's what I can do with. So as the first question, I wonder, is it right or just that I use my money and time on self-fulfillment, like university and traveling, going to a festival, being with my friends, while I know that others are suffering and could probably make far better use of these means of my money and time. So then I wonder, the reason that I feel bad for spending money on myself instead of on others is based in a certain moral regret. So I consider Ross's prima facie duties, and my problem implies a moral conflict between several of his 7 duties. So I would have to decide between self-improvement and beneficence. Would I work on myself or on others? It seems to be my duty to myself to improve my opportunities by going to school, while for beneficence it advocates that I also have a duty to enhance the intelligence, virtue, and pleasure of others. But by going to school myself and spending money on myself, I cannot enhance the intelligence of others. And while giving to others will probably improve my happiness once I've given all my money to charity, and I might be less happy myself. Because all of Ross's duties are equally important. And because this question creates a certain moral conflict of 2 contradicting duties, there's no real answer in which one of those I should choose. Ross seems to simply accept the fact that sometimes not all duties can be fulfilled. And it's possible because these duties aren't absolute. Like, for example, Kantian duties are. They're always important, but not the most important. So, because both are important, the minute I decide to act on either one of them, I will feel the sense of regret. I definitely have that, and it explains my frustration and sense of guilt when confronted with a duty that I didn't choose to follow. So when I'm confronted with a commercial on television, for example. But though Ross doesn't provide an answer or solution to my feeling, he does provide a certain value to it. Because he acknowledged that however awful it may feel that I'm neglecting one duty in order to choose another, this feeling does mean that I'm aware of the importance of the neglected duty. Ross explains that this regret is our way of acknowledging the duty and recognizing and appreciating its value. I would like to agree with this, but there are, of course, many other theories that don't let me get away with it this easily. So, ethical egoists would perhaps now respond that, after all, if I would decide to help others or give all of my money to charity, the only reason that I'm doing this is because of this feeling of moral regret. And perhaps it makes it less charitable, because I'm not doing it because of the good purpose or to actually help others, but only so I won't feel as guilty or regretful whenever I see a sad commercial on television. I only do it because it's in my best interest and prevents me from personal harm, the guilt that I would feel for not helping others. My donation is in that sense nothing more than buying off my consciousness, I suppose. So this brings me back to my initial problem. I don't know what is actually in my best interest. If I give money to charity in order to feel better, this may be egoistic. But if I don't do it because I decide that I will feel better if I spend this money to go on a festival with my friends, this is also quite egoistic, right? Mill will perhaps argue that giving my money to charity will eventually make me feel way better than spending it on anything else, because the mental fulfillment of a charitable action will count as a higher pleasure compared to anything that I could spend on myself. However, this higher pleasure will probably only be achievable if I had some kind of moral understanding. This is why, according to Mill, children, for example, are unable of understanding and thus achieving high pleasure. Aristotle agrees and states that the first step to any moral understanding is serious training, experience, and practice. Only by doing this, I can become virtuous and know what to do, as well as understand and fully grasp this higher pleasure. This training, of course, will be found in university. So, does this mean that this is my answer? Perhaps in reality it isn't as black and white as I've been looking at it. Maybe the right decision lies in a multiple step plan. First university, then save the world. But how then should I deal with the moral regret that I'm feeling right now? Maybe gratitude would be the right place to start. I initially overlooked this duty when I considered Rawls's moral pluralism, because I focused on self-improvement and benevolence. But actually, gratitude is of course equally important. Rawls doesn't clearly propose this as a solution to a moral conflict. But why not? When torn between two duties, the least I can do is make sure that I do fulfill the other duties within my reach. So, as I would decide to finish university first and work on myself and my moral understanding of the world, I can at least do this in gratitude of the fact that university is even an option to me. This is why I would like to end with a quote from natural law theory. Perhaps the key to morality lies in understanding our place in the natural order of things.